Goryeo great international trading port, Biokrando. Here, where the sound of ship horns and the lively shouts of merchants never ceased, Amenwushar Yi Myongsin and his party arrived. It was around sunset when the lights of the taverns began to flicker on one by one. The king had already informed Yi Myongsin of a shadowy force called Middle Sky. They were threatening the royal authority and used a red snake pattern as their symbol.
Did you say this was the largest tavern in Biokrando?
Yes, my lord. The rumor says that stories exchanged here spread 1,000 way away. But, Bayeon, why are you so quiet? Normally, you would have already asked the hostess for a drink.
Moxie Oppa, you don't know anything. In a place like this, you get more information by just sitting still and listening. Besides, how could I act so frivolously in front of my lord?
Haha, Biyeon, was there ever a time you were so quiet?
Oh my lord. When was I ever not quiet? You haven't forgotten that night you fell asleep waiting for me at the market, have you? Do you know how bored I was because of your snoring then? Could you sleep so well even with me by your side?
Ahem, be quiet. Sit down quickly.
If you tease Biyeon like that, she might get upset and not eat. Biyeon Appa will tell my lord not to tease you anymore, so don't be mad.
Appa, you're teasing me too.
Just then, the tavern door burst open, and menacing men stormed in. They searched every corner of the tavern and soon dragged out an old man who had been sitting in a corner drinking.
This old man is the thief who stole the silk pouch that went missing from the storage yard the other day.
No, I am innocent. I swear I didn't steal anything.
No, Old Man Kim couldn't have done that. This man has lived honestly his whole life, doing odd jobs at the tavern.
Silence. The evidence is clear. Drag him to the government office at once.
The men mercilessly dragged the old man out, and the tavern instantly fell silent. Yi Myongsin watched all of this quietly. His face was filled with deep concern. He grieved over the suffering of the common people, which seemed to overlap with the disappearance of his master, Amenwushar Park Myongsu.
The innocent people are suffering again. If my master were alive, he would never have overlooked such injustice. I too must follow in my master's footsteps. We cannot just pass by this. Old Man Kim, do you know why this happened?
Well, my lord, we've only just arrived in Biokrando, and this is already happening.
Appa, stop eating so much. My lord is serious. My lord, I will go and subtly ask the hostess. Such matters are best handled by a woman for smoother talk.
Yes, you go and do that. Moxie, did you pay close attention to the appearance of those who dragged Old Man Kim away?
Yes, my lord. They wore gangster-like clothes and had red cloth wrapped around their waists. They were clearly thugs.
Biyeon approached the hostess and cleverly struck up a conversation, soon learning the full story from her. A valuable silk had gone missing from a nearby storage yard in Biokrando, and Old Man Kim was witnessed passing by the area. Moreover, the missing silk was found in Old Man Kim's shabby hut. At that moment, in a corner of the tavern, a young girl was discovered trying to suppress her sobs, utterly terrified. She was Old Man Kim's young granddaughter.
My lord! The hostess said that Old Man Kim was so poor, he often couldn't even pay his drink tab. But then a large bundle of silk suddenly appeared in the old man's house. It seems suspicious. And Old Man Kim has a young granddaughter. She's suppressing her sobs in a corner of the tavern right now.
It seems like something was framed. Moxie, go immediately to the government office where Old Man Kim was taken, and stay up all night if you have to. I want you to observe the situation there. Specifically, find out who dragged him away and what their relationship is with the government office.
Yes, my lord. Moxie will scurry about like a mouse in the dead of night and uncover everything.
Bion, you go early tomorrow morning and check Old Man Kim's hut and the area near the lumber yard. There must be some clue.
Yes, my lord. But my lord, won't it be dangerous to wander around so late at night like this? Tonight with me? Oh no! I spoke carelessly, fearing you might worry.
Stop with the useless talk and go rest. You'll have to leave early tomorrow morning.
The next morning, Yi Myung-sin visited the Byeokrando government office before dawn. This was to investigate the men who had dragged Old Man Kim away yesterday. The constables at the office were clearly flustered upon confirming his identity as an Amengushar.
I am Amengushar Yi Myung-sin. Clearly state the reason why the man named Old Man Kim was arrested yesterday. And who are the men who brought him?
Ameng Oshar-nim. Those men are private soldiers belonging to the Byeokrando Merchant Association. Old Man Kim is an evident thief who stole silk from the lumber yard.
Caught in the act. Is there any evidence that the silk was in Old Man Kim's hands?
That was found in Old Man Kim's hut.
How dare you imprison an innocent commoner without evidence? Release Old Man Kim immediately, and reveal whose orders those Merchant Association private soldiers are following.
Under Yi Myung-sin's authority, the chief constable sweated profusely, released Old Man Kim, and revealed the forces behind the Merchant Association's private soldiers. They were the private soldiers of a large merchant group called Black Dragon Merchant Group that had taken control of the Byeokrando Merchant Association, and they acted under the orders of its leader, a man named Baek Dong-cheo.
Black Dragon Merchant Group.
At the same time, Byeon was meticulously examining Old Man Kim's hut and the lumber yard. The hut was so dilapidated that there was nothing special. But near the lumber yard, something caught Byeon's sharp eye. She found a piece of silk along with dirt marks.
Something strange here. This dirt is different from the lumberyard dirt. It's as if it came from somewhere else. And this is the same kind of silk that was in Old Man Kim's house, isn't it? But the piece is too small.
Byeon picked up the piece of silk and was instantly struck by a brilliant idea. She hurriedly went to Yi Myung-sin with the dirt marks and the silk piece. Meanwhile, Moksai was circling the government office where Old Man Kim was taken, gathering information. He tried to subtly eavesdrop, though his clumsy expression wasn't helping, and talked to passers-by to gather information. After lingering around the Black Dragon Merchant Group for a while, Moksai nearly got into a fight after bumping into some heavily drunken merchants.
Hey, you country bumpkin, how dare you!
Oh dear. I apologize. My eyes are dim, and I just...
How pathetic! Anyway, didn't the Grand Leader make a huge profit from silk this time? It's all thanks to those goods secretly brought in from Song.
Excuse me, sir. Is something big happening in Byeokrando these days? I saw them arresting an old man at the government office yesterday.
Shh! Be quiet! That old man crossed the Black Dragon Merchant Group. These days, the Black Dragon Merchant Group has seized control of all trade in Biocrando and is doing nothing but bad things. If you bother them even a little, they accuse you of being a criminal, or else you disappear without a trace.
Oh, really? Such scary talk.
Young man, you don't know anything. That merchant leader, Baek Dongcheo, is a very wicked fellow.
Moxie rushed back to Yi Myung-sin with this information. Yi Myung-sin was heading back to the tavern from the government office. Just then, Bion and Moxie almost simultaneously ran up to Yi Myung-sin. By chance, Old Man Kim's young granddaughter saw Yi Myung-sin and ran to him.
My lord, my grandfather is definitely not a thief. He never laid a hand on anyone else's belongings his whole life. And that silk smelled strange. It wasn't a grass smell, nor a sweet flower smell. It was a sticky smell, and my grandfather's hallmarks were next to that silk. My grandfather never touched silk.
A sticky smell. Hallmarks. We were overlooking the small details. Sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest truth. This child saw Baek Dongcheo's weakness. Thank you. Your story will be a great help.
Yi Myung-sin gained a profound realization from the young granddaughter's innocent and sharp observation. He once again realized that the clues to the truth were hidden in the lives of the common people.
My lord, I found an important clue.
My lord, I heard rumors about a place called the Black Dragon Merchant Group. They're very wicked fellows.
Calm down, and each of you tell me what you found.
There was dirt near Old Man Kim's hut that was different from the lumberyard dirt. It seemed like dirt brought from somewhere else. And this piece of silk. It's the same kind of silk that was used to frame Old Man Kim, but something feels off. And this silk has a sticky smell.
The Black Dragon Merchant Group has taken over all the trade in Biocrando, and their leader, Baek Dongcheo, is said to be a very wicked man. It seems Old Man Kim was caught by them too. They're rumored to be secretly bringing in silk from Song, and even though the price of silk has soared, they're selling it cheaply.
Yes, I understand. Moxie, you focus on finding out the scale of the Black Dragon Merchant Group, their main trade items, and especially any big transactions they've made recently. You also need to find out where that sticky-smelling silk came from.
Yes, my lord. The Black Dragon Merchant Group stinks of corruption, which is just the smell I like. I'll go and dig up everything.
Bion, you infiltrate the Black Dragon Merchant Group and investigate Baek Dongcheo's surroundings. It will be important to observe anyone he secretly meets, or any suspicious movements. There will be places only women can access.
My lord, if I get hurt while performing this mission, will you save me? Like before?
Bion, saving your life once doesn't mean it ends there. Since I brought you onto this path, you are my person. Therefore, I will protect you in any danger. So don't worry and go.
Yes, my lord. I will use my beauty to completely captivate Baek Dongcheo's heart and extract information.
A few days later, Moxie collected information about the Black Dragon Merchant Group, roaming all over Biocrando. He loitered around the merchant group, talked to porters, and eavesdropped on drunken merchants in taverns. Bion disguised herself as Seeing and infiltrated a high-class Jisang house frequently visited by the Black Dragon Merchant Group. With her exceptional beauty and wit, she caught Big Dongcheol's eye and soon gained his favor. Bion's infiltration was not easy. The other Jisiangs in the house were wary of her, and Big Dongcheol was also a formidable character. However, Bion succeeded in gaining Big Dongcheol's trust with her unique cleverness.
Bion, why are you so beautiful? Your dance moves bewitch all men.
I don't know what to do when the Grand Leader praises me so. But my lord, they say silk is scarce in Biokrando these days, so how does the Black Dragon Merchant Group handle so much silk? A woman like me is just curious.
Ha ha. Bion, you're even curious about such things. As for silk, it's because I know a good path that others don't. Baek Dongcheol never fails in what he does.
Bion discovered something suspicious around Big Dongcheol. He was secretly meeting someone in a secret room late at night, but their conversation was barely audible. However, Bion caught a glimpse of faint red snake tattoo on Big Dongcheol's hand through the crack in the secret room door, and from that secret room she noticed the faint sticky smell that the granddaughter had mentioned.
My lord, I saw a red snake tattoo on Big Dongcheol. It was faint in the darkness, but it was definitely a snake pattern. And from that secret room, there was a faint, sticky silk smell that Old Man Kim's granddaughter had mentioned. He meets someone secretly every night. Perhaps that person is behind all this.
My lord, the Black Dragon Merchant Group is said to have made a fortune recently from silk trade. They had a lot of silk transactions with Song in particular. Even though silk prices soared, there were rumors that the Black Dragon Merchant Group was bringing in silk cheaply. The sticky-smelling silk. It's probably smuggled silk. I found out where that silk warehouse is.
A red snake tattoo. I knew it was connected to Middle Sky. And that sticky silk smell. That's the silk used to frame Old Man Kim. Baek Dongcheol was not merely a greedy merchant, but a traitor who conspired with Middle Sky to destabilize the nation. Moksei Bion, it's time for us to move. We must infiltrate the Black Dragon Merchant Group's secret room and uncover the details of Baek Dongcheol's secret dealings and their mastermind. And Moksei, after I enter the secret room, you must raid the silk warehouse and secure the silk and ledgers there.
Yes, my lord. Looks like I'll have to put some muscle into this.
Don't worry, my lord. I will blind and deafen Big Dongcheol.
That night, in front of the Black Dragon Merchant Group's secret room, Bion lured Big Dongcheol, made him drink, and put him to sleep. Moxie infiltrated to raid the silk warehouse, and Yi Myung-sin carefully opened the secret room door and stepped inside. Inside the secret room were things beyond imagination. Not just simple silk ledgers, but secret ledgers containing lists of Goryeo major goods, military supply transaction records, and the names of influential figures from across the country were discovered. Especially noticeable were the secret letters stamped with the red snake pattern.
Treason, embezzlement of military supplies, bribery. These were not just greedy merchants. Middle Sky. These were Middle Sky's errand runners.
Just then, Baek Dongcheol, feeling a presence, staggered into the secret room, still drunk. He widened his eyes as soon as he saw Yi Myung-sin.
No. You, who are you? How dare you step into this place? I am Amengushar Yi Myongsin of Goryeo, Baek Dongcheo. It's time for you to confess your sins and pay the price.
Sins? Sins? What are you talking about?
Yi Myung-sin presented the evidence that Baek Dongcheo had caused immense suffering to countless common people with his greed and wickedness, and furthermore had tried to shake the foundation of the nation. Yi Myung-sin looked directly into Baek Dongcheo's eyes and spoke.
Do you know what the names written in this secret letter mean? It records in detail how many common people you plunged into misery, and how much property of innocent citizens you plundered by colluding with Middle Sky. Your greed will eventually threaten even your family. Confess all these crimes and pay the price. Otherwise, not only you, but everyone connected to you will shed tears of blood for the rest of their lives.
With no room for excuses, all his crimes exposed, Baek Dongcheo knelt down.
Please, please spare me. I just did as I was told. There's another mastermind. Don't kill me.
Your sins cannot be forgiven. The sin of trampling on innocent commoners with greed and ignorance, and trying to collapse the nation's foundation. The law of Goryeo will never overlook your crimes. Realize that the wealth built with the blood and tears of the common people can never be yours.
Baek Dongcheo eventually confessed all his crimes, revealing that he acted under the orders of Middle Sky, along with another Middle Sky stronghold. All incidents in Byeokrando were resolved, and Baek Dongcheo received his due punishment. Old Man Kim, who had been falsely accused, had his honor restored and was compensated with a portion of the wealth seized from the Black Dragon Merchant Group. Having finished tidying up late into the night, Yi Myung-sin and his party prepared to depart for their next destination.
My lord, now that Baek Dongcheo is gone, the people of Byeokrando will be more at ease, won't they?
Yes, Moksei. The disappearance of a corrupt official in one district does not solve everything. But if we can alleviate their suffering even a little, then it is enough.
Tilda, my lord. How refreshing it was to see that Baek Dongcheo fellow trembling yesterday. Even I almost felt my knees buckle under your piercing gaze.
Such fuss. I merely did what needed to be done.
Anyway, thanks to my lord, my beauty was able to shine instead of rotting away. Baek Dongcheo probably never dreamed that he would lose the secret hidden in his private room, because he was so captivated by me. Did he? But my lord, even though I was disguised as such a beautiful woman and in a dangerous place late at night, how could you be so calm? Any other man would have been restless and come looking for me. You don't have feelings for me, do you?
You foolish girl. Because I know how important your work is, I suppress my own worries. Your safe return is my greatest joy, so don't think such nonsense and focus on your next mission.
Byeon, my lord worries so much about you. Why are you talking such nonsense? My lord is the type to suffer in silence. Byeon, don't feel left out.
Seeing you two bickering finally puts my mind at ease. The red snake pattern of Middle Sky. I found a clue to it in this Byeokrando incident. Now we must quickly move to our next destination, Seogyeong. There will surely be another clue to find Amengushar Park Myeongsu there. We still have a long way to go.